Welcome back to Sideline Pulse. I am assistant sports editor Ben Beecham and football beat reporter, joined by women's basketball beat reporter and staff writer Logan Mosley and overall great guy Sam Whitaker, young Samuel.
Thank you, Ben.
I couldn't think of
for
a title
now the
for
second
you.
week in a row. You have forgotten Jackson.
And producer Jackson. I'm just going with who's in front of me. Out of sight.
I'm right in front of you.
I turned my head.
Most in front
I
of
turned
you.
my head.
No, that's fine.
I was just saving the best for last.
Just say you
Sam
hate me.
stole my thunder. Well, Jackson, you can introduce yourself too.
No, it's fine.
And that's video editor and producer Jackson Inglewood for you guys who just found out who Rienk Mast is. I'm sure a lot of people found out who Rienk Mast was.
I just want to say to our beloved and wide stream audience that I've done a lot of self-reflection in the past week and some
There's a deep drive into left field by Castellanos.
all the thousands of our fans.
consider
that we
myself
have.
a man of faith, and I've been doing a lot of basketball research, and I'm ready to talk.
He has attended one game. I can't.
I
confirm.
did.
Okay.
He attended
It was
a
women's
game.
Do we want
basketball.
to start with basketball now that everyone's full mast?
Oh, please.
I think we might as
Please.
well.
Big win over Oklahoma, 105-99, I believe, was the final score.
Yep.
Yes, most points in Sandford Pentagon history. Quite the venue. Price Sandford, 28 points. Big part about that comeback. He kind of was sparking the offense from start to finish. He, I think, scored 8 of the first 10. I didn't get to catch all of the game. I didn't catch the second half. But from what I saw, Nebraska, their identity is going to be what we thought it was. They're just going to let it fly all the time. Maybe not very interiorly sound. We'll kind of get out-rebounded a lot, get out-bigged, for lack of a better words.
Yeah.
But they came away with this one against a solid Oklahoma team. Porter Moser's kind of been staying afloat in the SEC the past couple of years. But a good, solid team featuring Nigel Pack, who I found out still plays college basketball this weekend. What were your guys' thoughts from the game, though?
Well, I will say it's interesting that you mentioned, the rebounds and that when Nebraska and Oklahoma had the same amount, both had 30. I just find that a little interesting.
Yeah, fast-paced game.
Yeah, fast-paced game indeed. What I do like to see, though, just looking off this box score here, the only starter to not score more than 10 points is Sam Hoiberg, which you're not expecting anything more than him. He had 8 points. That's what you expect from him. You expect him to be on the defensive side, though, and racking up stuff there. And Cale Jacobson as well with 10 points off the bench. Sieging with the 3-ball. I mean,
Cale Jacobson came pretty. I hadn't been able to catch a ton of Nebraska basketball this year, but how early Cale Jacobson's coming to the games is very. It was almost shocking to me because I knew he played well in the Crown. I just didn't expect a guy that they just gave a scholarship to be such a big contributor right away, and he's been solid. He's been very good.
I was expecting a bigger role from him compared to last year, but not 10 points off the bench. Kind of be 7, 8 in the rotation. I was kind of expecting more like 9, maybe 10, just all things considered. Because like you said, they just got a scholarship last year at the end of the Crown.
Yeah,
When he got
that college basketball crown was big for this program. Honestly, the way it kind of like gave them some positive momentum heading into the offseason, heading into this year.
Especially
They
with how the
currently
regular
hold the
season ended
nation's
last year.
They currently hold the nation's longest winning streak. It's in jeopardy this weekend, but came away with the win. Looking at this box score, 20 assists, 5 turnovers. Fred Hoiberg teams have struggled a lot with turning the ball over. They haven't had consistent point guard play. That kind of assist-to-turnover ratio is very, very staggering for a team that's kind of looking to find its identity, and they need to have that offensive identity to kind of move forward successfully.
Yeah, the one thing I would be concerned at, though, again, looking at this box score, Oklahoma had 2 blocks. We didn't have any. Which
Who cares about blocks?
Who cares about
Who cares
blocks?
about blocks?
But, I mean, when you get down to Big Ten play, you're going to want to, because those are going to be big guys coming at you in the paint, especially with like Purdue's and Indiana's, Michigan State's. They're going to control paint, the interior. You have to try and use your length and your size to get.
I think
a
blocks
block
are a
or
bad
two.
stat to try and quantify that. I think Rienk Mast is a good interior defender. I'm just afraid of how he's going to handle like a 7-footer. I do want to see Jared Garcia, the Tulsa transfer, kind of get in there a little bit more because he's been struggling with some injuries. He's played a bit. He was kind of expected to be that extra interior presence or Central Michigan transfer Ugnius Jarosevicius. I'll roll with it.
Yeah.
He hasn't seen a ton of. I don't think he's seen any time. I think he's been
hurt.
He's been hurt this whole year. Berke, he's a solid rebounder. That's
16 for Berke.
I've thought about that the whole time he's here. He's just a very solid rebounder. Maybe needs a little bit more athleticism, but I think they'll be better in the interior once they kind of they sharpen themselves against some better teams in the interior.
Yeah.
I think blocks are a bad way to quantify that.
I will say with Berke last year, and it was because of for whatever reason, Berke was kind of the third ball handler.
I think he kind of gave himself that role. He just grab a rebound and just go down.
Yeah,
the court.
and whenever I'd watch, it'd be like, why are you taking that shot? Please don't take that shot. What are you doing? But
shot selection's been pretty good this year.
Yeah. 5 for 7, 1 for 1 from 3, 16 points.
I just meant like as a team. One of the things I noticed early, like first 10 minutes, that a lot of guys just didn't like the way this team is. Like Sam Hoiberg's, he just doesn't want to take a shot. Like he'll have good looks, and he's not taking a shot unless he's like surely open. I would like to see Sam Hoiberg kind of have a little bit more confidence with his shot. They were kind of like almost waiting for a guy like Rienk, Mast, or Price Sandford to take the shot.
Yeah, but again, that kind of boils down to the fact that you're not expecting Sam Hoiberg to take those shots. You don't need him to take those shots. But like you said, if it's open, let it fly.
If you want to be a team in March, anyone who's on the court at any point who has an open look, especially a guard who has like a good mid-range look, should be taking it.
Yeah.
He took 4 shots. He's 1 for 3 in field goals. 0 for 1 in 3-point. Again, we talked about it earlier. The one hole Nebraska really has is not having a bona fide point guard.
Which, honestly, I feel like with the way it's developing with Cale Jacobson, Jamarcus Lawrence, I think that time at Rhode Island was very beneficial for him as a true point guard.
Yeah.
Extremely.
Yeah, it's a lot of forward play. They run through their forwards, though, which isn't a bad thing at times, but so many teams are going to pick that up so quick. And, Nebraska doesn't play, I'd say, another real opponent until Creighton in December.
I don't know, New Mexico's fielded some good teams. Obviously, Richard Pitino left for Xavier in the offseason, but Kansas State with Jerome Tang they always get some good transfers. Just got to wait to see if they'll pan out.
Yeah. Tang's a good coach, too. Don't forget that.
Yeah, K-State was 1 game away from the Final Four.
Exactly.
First year, I believe.
True, yeah. Well, it's K-State or Mississippi State, but technically.
Mississippi State also was a 9-seed tournament. Josh Hubbard's probably one of the best players in the SEC. Either of those teams, looking ahead so far, either of those teams are very, very solid opponents. Probably better than Oklahoma. I'd say Mississippi State's better than Oklahoma. I think they kind of need these extra reps against these great teams, because I think it was very beneficial for them to go down early against a team like Oklahoma, like double digits, and then fight back and play their own and stick to their own brand of basketball. They're not worried about letting it fly. 15 3-pointers, that is an absurd number for a college basketball team. 14 from Oklahoma.
Yeah. But look at the difference though. 15 and 14. 14 for 37 for Oklahoma, 15 for 27 for Nebraska. So they're just shooting it at a high amount, and they're
making over half your threes as a college basketball team at that kind of volume is. Yes. We knew this was going to be a good shooting team. I think I'm a little surprised at how good that Jackson chiming in for basketball.
That's my alarm that lets you know I'm ready to talk ball.
What do you think about?
Drop some knowledge.
Drop some of your ball knowledge.
Please talk about Rick Mast.
I have a lot to say about this.
Are you full Mast?
I'm full Mast. I'm really loving what Rienk's doing. I think this weekend was really – it was a cool moment for the Huskers. I think being able to play at the Pentagon was really neat.
Great venue.
Great venue, great environment. They said it's the best environment that they've had at that venue per people that work there. I love the jerseys, too. I thought those were badass.
Yes, those were
the 96 jerseys. But, yeah, I thought, I don't know. I'm not expecting a whole lot from Nebraska this year. I'm not foreseeing them making the tournament personally. But, I feel like this was a step in the right direction. They're already they have a winning season so far, undefeated.
I think if they can get through Creighton, that's usually Creighton for me right now is a toss-up of a game. Creighton's kind of struggled a little bit. got blown out by Gonzaga, who's one of the best teams in the country, but they still had some problems with finding the right pieces. I think Greg McDermott, I saw him say he wished he had a deeper team. And I think one thing you can call this Nebraska team is deep. They probably have 10 guys who can see the floor. I don't want to look ahead too far, but I think if they can get through Kansas City this weekend 2-0, maybe even 1-1, and go put up a great fight against Creighton, that's very positive heading into Big Ten play in a very competitive conference.
I would agree. I mean, Creighton. I think the Creighton game is going to be very indicative on how this season goes. If it's a close game that Nebraska ends up winning, a tournament should totally be within reach. Maybe even higher than an 8 or a 7 seed, depending on how that game goes.
That's a tough reach.
Very tough reach, but I feel like whatever way this Creighton game goes, December 5th or
if they go 2-0 in Kansas City and head into Creighton undefeated, that's going to be a tough ticket to get.
Yeah.
That's going to be because 2 years ago, that was a tough ticket. That was a big game. They got blown out. Baylor Shireman had 40. I don't think Creighton has a kind of microwave like Baylor Shireman this year. I don't think they have star power like they did then.
Does Nebraska put up banners for every time like Nebraska has made the tournament?
I think they have one banner that has all of their tournament appearances on, and they add to it.
Because I saw UNO had they unveiled 3 banners in their court for making the tournament.
Because they won the Summit League. They won the Summit League too.
But I don't know. I think a banner for winning it, for getting it.
I mean, I think we need to remember that the jerseys the season that those jerseys were commemorating were an NIT championship season. I mean, when that is like the pinnacle season of your basketball program, I think Nebraska I think we're throwing stones from a glass house. And we're talking about Nebraska basketball, which I think you wrote this in notes, bringing up Nebraska just like as a basketball school almost.
It's getting to me. It kind of feels like. With the way this men's team is playing right now and the way this women's team has been over the past couple of years, it's kind of getting to the point now where you can kind of look at Nebraska and say, they're not there. They're not a basketball school yet.
Okay.
But they're making significant progress. And it's women's more than men's, but they're making significant progress.
I'm not going to call Nebraska basketball school. You can make as much progress as you want until you give the monetary.
Yeah.
The monetary commitment. When you're right now, Nebraska men's basketball is near the bottom in spending. They're probably spending about $3 million on their roster. Yeah. When the top of the leagues, those UCLAs, those Michigan States, those Purdues are spending 10, 12, up to 4. I've seen some teams spending up to $14 million on their roster. Until Nebraska allocates some money towards basketball, like up to 7 or 8, you can't call them a basketball school.
I agree.
No, because they're a women's bowling school. That and apparently rifle too. I mean,
top rifle team in the country.
Yeah. Top rifle.
Yeah, I mean,
beat the Army.
I mean,
take that Army.
I mean, holy yeah. How are we beating the literal Army? That's a little concerning. But like back to the topic though. Again,
I don't think the Army like shoots rifles like that in war now. I don't think they stand in lines and shoot at
like
targets.
the muskets like they did back in the Great Wars.
I don't think they do that anymore. I don't know. I've never watched rifle. Maybe that's what they do.
We should become a rifle.
Muskets are coming back.
Yes, muskets are back.
Underrated weapon.
Saturday at 8 a.m.
Yes, I think it's against Air Force and Ole Miss. Where?
Okay,
are we gonna beat the Air Force?
Here.
Are they gonna beat the Air Force?
Like,
dude.
Ole Miss is one thing, but if we outshoot the Army and Air Force,
we
like,
didn't shoot anybody.
Oh,
Nebraska.
yeah.
Nebraska, right.
This is at the top of the notes.
We Sideline the host of Sideline Pulse did not shoot anybody. Let's get in front of that one before the allegations.
I know there's
come
been some
Clip it now.
I know
Clip it now.
there's been rumors.
Logan Mosley, known shooter.
The start of next video is just an apology. It's like there's been
We
severe
know there's
mislaps
been
in my
rumors.
judgment.
We know there's been rumors
Can't
about
have
us
two
shooting
pads.
somebody. That was the rifle team.
black and white.
Actually, no, the rifle team did not shoot anybody either.
To our knowledge.
They shot a target, and they shoot it well because they're the best team in the country.
Better than the Army.
Speaking of shooting it well, let's talk about the women's basketball team because they've been shooting it well.
But this is
Sick
honestly
segue,
par for
bro.
the course for an Amy Williams basketball.
Free segues are off the chain. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, because we spent 15 minutes on basketball.
Well, yeah, and Amy Williams' basketball team, they've been consistently very well in the non-conference, but getting that huge, they blew out Creighton, and they had lost 3 straight years.
Kicked their teeth in.
Kicked their teeth in. They smacked them. Logan, you were there. Tell us a little bit about that.
Whenever you hold a team to 8% shooting in the second quarter and they score 5 points.
8%?
They made 3 field goals in the first half. 4 field goals.
I was not aware of that.
They scored 14 points
They scored
in the first half.
And
I think it was 3 or 4
5.
field goals. It was awful. It was terrible.
Yeah.
They were just missing point-blank layups. Like,
Yeah,
truly, it was rough.
It was really bad. They also forced 27 turnovers.
Yeah, I mean,
Amy Williams' basketball
team.
teams have forced a lot of turnovers. They kind of like force their opponents in some weird games. But I think the fact that they've been just like shooting the lights out.
They've been shooting
Very
the lights
promising.
out 80-plus every single game. They beat North Dakota State yesterday, too, and that one was a close one, but they still scored over 80. And it's been this high consistency offense right now for Amy Williams and her squad. And I asked her in the presser after, I was like, is this what you're expecting from your team? Obviously not 80 every single game, but is this the level of efficiency you're expecting? And she's like, yes, this is what we need to see from our team. Whether it's behind or from 3, those close layups, everything like that, that's what we need to see. Is this not insanely high-powered offense, but 80 points a game, no matter who you're playing, is pretty good.
I love Jim Flannery's post. He was like so unbelievably blunt. He was like, "We played terrible basketball. Some of the worst basketball I've ever seen. We were missing point-blank layups. We sucked."
I
We
mean,
kicked our
well,
teeth in.
I like when a coach is blunt.
they're kind of led by a bunch of freshmen. I think they have 6 freshmen on their roster, 2 seniors. I mean,
Nebraska or Creighton?
Creighton. They are
Creighton-
such a young team. I mean,
Well,
they have so
they
much
recently
time.
got rid of all like their 26-year-olds.
Yeah,
Like, still
yeah.
playing college ball.
Yeah, they have
Morgan
so much
Molly
time.
torched Nebraska a couple of times.
Yeah.
She would shoot it from like 30 feet and drain it.
Well, that was the other thing, too, is in that first half, both teams were missing shots. It was not great for Nebraska either. I think it was 17 and I want to say 19 in the first and second quarters, which is very uncharacteristic. Their highest scoring quarter was the fourth quarter when they put up 24, which was kind of surprising. But for both teams, it was just off the mark shots. And for Creighton in that second quarter, they just couldn't get anything going. It was turnovers, missed shots. Their only scorer were their twins, Neely and Nora Gezer. Neely had a 3, and Nora had 2 shots from the free throw line that she hit. That was it.
They're both the Gesser twins are both they're going to be great college basketball
They're
players.
going to be
Probably
very
not there.
good. Mm-hmm. Very good. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to stay.
I mean, I remember in high school there was so much talk about if they were going to Creighton, Nebraska, because I heard it was always between those two. Imagine them with Britt Prince. This Nebraska team would be insane.
Let's not get too hard ourselves.
Yeah, we
So,
can't, but
well, if you think once this team gets Natalie Potts back, where do you think they can rank among the Big Ten? Obviously, they're probably not going to contend with like the UCLA's, USC's, those teams that are like top of the country.
Yeah, no.
But Amy Williams' teams have contended with some of the best teams in the Big Ten. They beat Caitlin Clark in Iowa when she was here, and then the Big Ten championship gave them a great game, took them to overtime.
And Natalie Potts isn't back yet. Logan Nisley isn't back yet either. And those are 2 starters, I would feel like. Either starters, 6th, 7th off the bench, depending on, where it all shakes out in the lineup. But the fact that you're... Don't you do it.
You said the funny numbers, guys. Sorry.
Okay. But...
This is why we call you young Sam.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, I gotta help the younger
Immature
generation relate.
4-year-old.
I gotta help them relate to
Oh,
this.
good. He said
6'7". He said 6 and 7. Okay.
Okay.
All right, please
Okay.
Continue.
But...
He's 4 years old.
No, but it's going to be very interesting to see how the lineup forms when Nisley and Potts come back. And there's a third person I am forgetting. I do not know why I'm forgetting her name, but I am. But when they come back, this Nebraska team...
Women's basketball beat reporter Logan Busley.
I don't know why I'm blanking on the
It's still early in the season for even the reporters too.
Yeah, we're trying here. I
Clearly.
haven't covered.
Wow.
But it's full on basketball season at this point. So much that we haven't even touched on football yet.
I know. and
Heading
we're-
to Happy Valley.
Yeah,
Yeah. Come on, guys. Show a little excitement.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
yes,
do play
they
a football game this week. You know?
They do play
10.5 point underdogs
Whoa,
heading
whoa.
into Penn State.
That
rule-
line baffles me in so many ways.
I don't know. Penn State, they play a similar brand to that Nebraska's been doing. They run the ball a ton. They have maybe the best running back to own the country, Katron Allen, Nick Singleton. They, even without Drew Aller, they've still stayed afloat as much as they can in this tumultuous season. They are coming off winning against Michigan State.
First win in Big Ten play, too, for them.
Closer game than you think it would be. Penn State's still a quality team that took Indiana, who might be the best team in the country, down to the wire. They need that miraculous catch and that even more miraculous Gus Johnson call to win the game. But this is still a very solid team. TJ Lateef going into a very hostile environment. I wouldn't call the Rose Bowl a hostile environment. His first true road environment at Penn State. That's going to be a tough one. A 10.5-point underdogs doesn't really surprise me a ton.
What surprises me is I figured it would either be a heavy favorite for Penn State or 1-point dog. I wasn't expecting 10.5. 10.5 seems the line of we have no idea what's going to happen.
And no one really does.
No one does, and that's the other part of it too. We have no idea what's going to happen as the books. That's why I'm saying we, not because of Nebraska football or anything like that. The books don't know what's going to happen, so their best shot is Penn State has more experience than Nebraska. We'll give the edge to Penn State and hope for the best.
Yeah, the X factor, though, in this game has to be, can Nebraska stop the Penn State rushing offense, which has been the X factor, I feel like, going into every Nebraska game in a while, is can they stop the other team from running the ball? And honestly, against UCLA, they kind of struggled to do that, especially with Nico Iamaleava and his rushing ability. He was the leading rusher. I know that gives some war flashbacks to Sam as a Tennessee guy.
You can see it in his eyes.
But
I feel like this will be just kind of like what we saw with the Northwestern game, just a slug fight per chance. I don't know. It's just gonna be a slow running the ball, Emmett getting a lot of feeds, Penn State feeding their RBs. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be a very boring game, and
it's gonna be a Big Ten football game.
Yeah, I don't know.
epitome
I feel like
of
it'll be
football.
like 17-10 Penn State.
This will be big. This is a big game for Lateef. I'd say UCLA. That was like. UCLA's defense is not very good. I think this is the first time Lateef's seeing a real Big Ten defense with preparation.
Yeah.
This is a very big test for him. And guess we'll figure it out this week. I mean, we really don't know anything till the game happens.
Score predictions real quick?
Nah.
Nah.
You can read our DN Sports Senior Staff score predictions every Friday.
Shameless plug.
Every Friday, where I will probably predict them to lose. A little sneak peek. Moving forward, little final remarks. Volleyball finally dropped a set against UCLA.
So sad.
They turned it around by dominating number 17 USC the next day, forcing USC into 16 attacking errors. Very big number. Kind of an all-around balanced attack for them against the Trojans. I think 3 players led the team with 10 kills apiece. Rebecca Alec added 9 and hit over 600. Bergen Riley, 41 assists, had a game high in digs. Just another marquee performance
Player of the
for
year.
them. Yes, Bergen Riley
let's
should
go.
win National Player of the Year. I mean, when you brought in Campbell Flynn and people thought she might kind of take a run at Bergen's spot, and she puts together her best season. She might be the best player in the country, facilitating the best offense in the country. The word I've been using to describe it is just absurd. You can pencil him into Kansas City. I mean, every Nebraska media person right now has already made their travel plans to go to Kansas City for the Final Four.
Yeah. Because we have. And we say we as the DN.
Yeah, it's all coming out of Ben. It's all coming out of Ben Deacon's
Yes,
pocket.
I'm sure.
He's paying for the entire staff to go, actually.
Yes,
Wait,
and young
what?
Samuel will not be going.
Neither will I.
Thank you for tuning into Sideline Pulse. Another great week of Nebraska sports. Another great week heading in.
Another day in paradise.
Another day in paradise.
Boom.
Boom.
We bring the boom.